What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my Eastern Conference NBA standings midway through the season. It's going to be my predictions. Now, basically, I did this one in October with the East and West before the season started. And make sure to go check those videos out first if you haven't already. See how accurate I was to this. And let's see if I could get it. Now that we have all the trades ready, here is my standings predictions. So I'm going to start with the East. And then I'm going to post a separate video of the Western Conference predictions. So, Eastern Conference predictions starting at number 15. I got the Pistons. Pretty self-explanatory. Pistons, not a good team. They're still rebuilding. They're still young. You still have to give Osar Thompson, Jaden Ivey, those young guys, like, a little to gain the experience. Isaiah Stewart has been injured. Basically, this team's just had bad luck in the past couple years. So I think there will be number 15. Washington, number 14, another pretty self-explanatory one. It could go either way. Like, Pistons are one game behind the Wizards. I just feel like the Wizards had bad coaching all year. Again, lots of injuries to this team, which has held them back so much. But now I think they're just a rebuilding team. They're going to get a great draft pick this year, which is something that they didn't get so good last year because they weren't bad enough to get one of the top 5 picks. Number 13, I'm gonna go with the Hornets. So basically we have the bottom 3 basically just right now that we're seeing. I personally think the Pistons and Wizards roster. Now, you can call me an idiot all you want, but I think their rosters are better than the Hornets. I think the Hornets have the worst roster in the league. I think the Hornets are extremely, just untalented. They don't have any talent that much on their team. There's some overrated players on their team. A lot of players that they just don't perform to the best of their ability, but I do think their coach is a good coach that they should stick with for a good amount, and they're also rebuilding. So Hornets number 13. I'm gonna move on to number 12, where it'll start to change a little bit. Number 12, the Nets. I don't know why they fired their coach Vaughn, even though he hasn't had success. Remember, the Nets are a rebuilding roster. Hasn't anyone remembered that they, got rid of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden in the past few years, but they haven't really been able to do much. They've just stuck with, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, basically some guys they got from the Nets, and maybe Nick Claxton has been there for all this time. You gotta give the Nets time because they are talented, but they've had a few runs a while back, but lately they've just not been good. So I'm gonna put them at number 12. Number 11, the Raptors. I don't know what the Raptors did. They basically gave up on their whole team. They gave up Fred VanVleet. They gave up OG Anunoby. They gave up Pascal Siakam. So now they're basically stuck with just a very short limit on talent. The Scotty Barnes and Emmanuel Quickly, I believe in them. They're gonna do great together. I mean, performing in Raptors pretty much are just a little bit below average roster. They don't really have any stars on their team right now, which will probably improve. And they'll probably get a star. We don't know. We'll have to see if they make any big moves during the offseason. Number 10, I'm going to go with the Bulls. The Bulls are going to blow this team up. I know it. They need to blow this team up, or if they go another season with one another, things won't be good. Because then DeMar DeRozan is going to lose his trade value at some point. He's going to get old and he's going to retire at some point. Now, DeMar DeRozan, me personally, I don't think they should trade him. They should stick with him. But they got to give up on Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is too injury prone for the Bulls to have any kind of consistency. I feel like Zach LaVine needs to go to like a play-in type of team, which the Bulls already are, but like a lesser talented Bulls roster. Like I can't even tell you what team I think should go on right now. Like the Rockets type of team, but maybe not the Rockets specifically, but just a team like them. Somebody who doesn't have many stars on their team, not a crazy amount of talent, but like he can perform well on that team, and they'll build around him, because I do think Zach LaVine's a player that you could build a franchise around, because he can be a great scorer, shoots the three ball amazing, a very underrated 3-point shooter, and obviously he won dunk contest 2 years in a row. Zach LaVine's a very athletic player, and I bet anybody would want him on their team. Anybody. But the Bulls do need to make like adjustments, or else they'll not be good for a long, long time. Number 9, I'm going to go with the Hawks. This is just a disaster with the Hawks. So, let me just say it's not all Trey's fault. Like, him getting under 20 points in this past week and stuff like that. He gets a lot of assists. But guess what? 3 Hawks players shot the ball more than Trey. That was DeJounte Murray, Jalen Johnson, and I believe Saddiq Bey shot more than Trey. And the only person that there was DeAndre Hunter, who shot the same amount as him. When you don't have your superstar point guard, I'm going to call him a superstar. When you don't have him shooting at least 20 shots a game, you're screwed. We're having Trey shooting literally under 15 shots a game at this rate. Well, Murray just heaves up these awful shots, and Murray's the one that calls Trey selfish for not passing. I do not think this is a good fit at all. I think this is going to be a horrible future of what's to come for Atlanta if they don't get this under control. Because Trae Young is going to demand a trade very, very soon out of this team. And I'm going to say when that does happen, the Hawks are going to be the absolute worst team in the league without him. It's just a thing where they can't play without Trae. Now, they can play without Murray, but they cannot play without Trae. I've seen it. That time when Murray was injured, Trae was looking like an MVP. Had these games where he was having 35 points and 10 assists. And then when he comes back, when Murray comes back, Trae is limited to 15 points and 15 assists or whatever. So really, I think Murray just hogs the ball a lot. I don't think they fit together, especially because Trae is a player that shouldn't be an off-ball player, even though he's one of the best passers in the league. He can not afford to just not have the ball in every possession, basically. He needs to be shooting the ball more, getting fouled, which he is really good at, so the Hawks will have a chance, a good playoff run. Number 8, I think. Number 8 will be the Magic. The Magic have been a big step up from last year. Everyone's healthy. Paolo Banchero has taken a huge leap this year. I really don't have much concern of the Magic as far as their big improvement on defense and their size. Scoring, they have a lot of weapons. They have Cole Anthony, Joe Ingles. So basically Jalen Suggs, and just a lot of talent in the backcourt. They got Franz Wagner and Moritz Wagner, the Wagner brothers, and Paolo Banchero, obviously, in the front court, who are really good in the paint. So that's where I'm going to leave it at that. Number 7, I got the Heat. Okay, Jimmy Butler, he doesn't play to the best of his ability in the regular season. I'm going to say that. I'm not afraid to say that. It's the truth. He doesn't play to the best of his ability in the regular season, but regular season is not what matters when you make the finals. But how sustainable will that be if he doesn't play well? Because the Heat are going to eventually play a team that's too good for them to beat in a playoff series. Jimmy Butler will then have to go on to play his best, which obviously we've seen from him in the playoffs in the past. Right now, I think Bam Adebayo is the best player on the Heat. One of the most underrated. I hate to say it, I do not like Bam Adebayo. I don't like him. I'll leave it out there. But he's one of the most underrated players in the NBA. He is an incredible center. A star right there. He's the best player on the Heat, in my opinion. He could average 20 points, maybe 10 rebounds, and lead the Heat to victories any day with his lockdown defense to add on to that, which is going to be very important, especially with the playoffs approaching. Now we get into our top 6 with the teams that are a lot better and don't have to play in the play-in tournament. So, number 6, I'm going to go with the Pacers. They've had a big step up from last year, just like the Magic, only better. They've had Pascal Siakam on their team for better defense. Benedict Mathurin is going to be an all-star next year. Yes, Benedict Mathurin's going to be an all-star. He is performed so well super duper well. Tyrese Halliburton just continues to launch 3-pointers. He is basically the key player to this Indiana Pacers team. You have a lot of size on this team, too. Miles Turner can average a couple blocks a game, while also having the key lockdown defense to get the Pacers to a victory. This team goes at number 6. Number 5, my Philadelphia 76ers. I would put them higher, but Embiid doesn't look like he'll come back until possibly mid-March, I'm guessing. We don't know if he's going to be healthy by then. They did say in like 4 weeks he will be back to playing. Maybe just wait until the playoffs to put him back so he doesn't get injured like during the playoffs or like right before the playoffs. But I do believe that the Sixers are an awful team without Embiid. That's got to change. Tyrese Maxey shoots a lot of threes. Tyrese Maxey is a bad 3-point shooter. I'm just going to point that out. He is not a good 3-point shooter at all. But I'm so glad to have Kyle Lowry on the team. Nicholas Batum's a straight bum. I don't know why we... Maybe that's why the Clippers are doing so good. But, yeah, not a fan. And the Sixers, I mean, at least they make the playoffs. They're not going to get to a play-in type of bad, but a respectable 5 for my Philadelphia 76ers. Number 4, the Bucks. Yes, I said it. The Bucks are going to fall to number 4. The reason being is everything. From coaching, Doc Rivers, just the dumbest person on the planet. And Giannis, like, just, he has a bad attitude sometimes, and just turns the ball over a lot. Not their key free throw shooter, especially in a big moment. Damian Lillard has ruined it for them. We'll see what happens next for this team. But, yeah, this is a failure and not steps to success for the Bucks. Number 3, the Knicks. I hate the Knicks, and I hate to say it, but, hey, because there's a Sixers rivalry, and my second favorite team, the Hawks rivalry as well. But you gotta give them credit. They're a fun team to watch. They are. They're very fun and talented. Jalen Brunson is the star. OG Anunoby, who's been injured, was a great defender. Precious Achiuwa, surprisingly, has just taken a big step ever since he left the Raptors to go to the Knicks. Big step for Precious Achiuwa. And Isaiah Hartenstein playing more minutes has really stepped him up as well. Julius Randle has been out, which gives us an opportunity to see what the Knicks are capable of without Julius Randle. And man, oh man, we've seen a lot from this team. We've seen defense and offense from this team. a defense like that is not something you come by very often in this generation of NBA, but the Knicks have it all, in my opinion. They're number 3. Oh, if they win the title, I'm gonna be so pissed. But yeah, now we're on to the last 2, which I think Cleveland will be number 2. They're a better version of the Knicks, perhaps. Actually, not a better version. The Knicks might actually be better than the Cavs, but just they're all around. The Cavs have better scorers, and the ability to rebound the ball is going to be an important thing. And I think they got a lot more size on their team. One of the most, one of the biggest teams in the NBA, which is important for the defense in the playoffs, because defense is the most important thing in the league, not just offense. So that leaves me with my number 1. That's pretty self-explanatory. The Boston Celtics, who I think are overrated number 1. That's what I'm going to call them. Overrated number 1 team, because it's simple as that. They're not going to win the championship. I know a lot of you guys say they will, but I say they don't win the championship. Let me know what you guys think of my Eastern Conference standings predictions. And like I said, if you haven't watched the previous ones that I did East and West Conference standings predictions like a few months back. Go and check that out, and make sure to watch this video, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like. Let's see if we could get 5 likes on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.